I was born into a 6th-generation Mormon family. My family was Mormon before they even came to the United States, and everything we did was centered around the church or the prophet. Nothing I did mattered unless I was having conversations with the Almighty. Nothing I did was good enough. Nothing I did mattered enough. I was completely lost in a faith that has no touch with reality. And it hurt. It was confusing. Everywhere I looked, I was met with disappointment. And I just needed an escape. I grew up in Southern California in a pretty average home. I mean, on the outside you wouldn't really think much of it, but what was going on the inside was detrimental. You know, everything we did was based around the church. Everybody we knew was based around the church. We didn't have friends that didn't go to our church. We couldn't go to birthday parties if that person wasn't in our church. You know, I grew up to stories about be like Joseph Smith or be like the prophet. And these just insatiable standards that I couldn't adhere to. Meanwhile, I'm watching friends and people that I know act one way at school and a different way at church. And all I could think is, man, you hypocrites. And they looked at me like I was supposed to live this same lifestyle. I was supposed to go and do whatever it is I wanted to do during the week and then totally change that around on Sunday like I'm a different person. There was no God there. There was no enlightenment inside me. You know, all I knew how to do was to make people believe that I was little Mr. Perfect. They called him Peter Priesthood. Shirt and tie on Sunday, supposed to look happy as I could be, but inside I was crumbling. So going through that kind of upbringing was really confusing. You know, always trying to like live up to these unrealistic expectations, you know, and I just wasn't good enough. And, you know, things started piling up and the economy hit and I lost my car, I lost my job, I lost my girlfriend, and I didn't know what to do. So I figured, you know, it's time for me to pack up my bags and move to Utah, you know, because I'm going to go and I'm going to be the perfect Mormon. You know, I'm going to give up all the intellectual objections that I had to this faith, the faith that I grew up in, and I'm just going to go, I'm going to pack my bags, and I'm going to be the perfect Mormon. So I'm in Salt Lake City, right? Ready to just jump in head first into Mormonism, you know, and be the best Mormon that I can be. You know, I was ready to get all the facts. I wanted to look up the archaeological evidence, the geographical evidence, you know, everything that could validate Joseph Smith's claims. You know, my girlfriend says to me, hey, you need to check out this video. And it was a video called DNA versus the Book of Mormon. And I saw another one called the Bible versus the Book of Mormon. And in this video, they've got all these former Mormons who are scientists with PhDs talking about how not one single archaeological or scientific find has ever supported anything Joseph Smith said. And I was like, man, my whole family believes in a lie. And that was really hard to deal with. So I took that same mindset of evidential arguments and I applied it to the Bible. You know, I heard this guy say that no archaeological evidence has ever refuted the Bible, and I set out to prove him wrong. And I'm like, I'm going to find one. I'm going to look. And I looked in archaeology, geography. I looked in anthropology. I looked in linguistics. And you know what I found? I didn't find anything that could contradict what I was reading right there in the Bible. And it was like, I was free. You know, I was free from the bondage of this incorrect, false faith and false prophet, and free to live in the truth of Jesus Christ. Well, after that day, everything made sense. You know, God had just revealed himself to me in a way that it's unspeakable. I mean, through the language of mathematics and science, and also through his word, the Bible, everything made sense. I mean, the plan of salvation, the Holy Trinity. You know, I realized that there's nothing that I can do to get to heaven. Because it's not about how good I am, it's about how good he is. And by his sacrifice on the cross, all my sins are washed away. And when I die, I know that I'm going to see him again and I'm going to meet him up in the clouds. And he's already blessed me with so much already. You know, I went back to school, I married my girlfriend, and he's just continually blessed us. And I know that there's somebody out there right now who's thinking that they've got too many intellectual objections to Christianity and to Jesus and the Bible. And all I gotta say is go seek the truth. Don't hide behind what you think you know about the Christian that you grew up with or about what your science teacher said in class. Go seek it out for yourself. And I promise you, God will not let you down. I'm Owen. This is my story. What's yours?